Peace, family. 1 second. Let me send out these alerts. Peace, family. Peace. Hold on 1 second, family. Let me send out the remainder of these alerts real quick. And then we're going to get the game popping. We're going to get the game popping real quick. 1 second. 1 second. Can you hear me? I think y'all should be able to hear me. Hold on 1 second. Okay, 1 second, family. Okay. 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 Peace, family. Peace. We back. We back, family, with another YouTube live. Want to chop up some good game, good knowledge tonight. What we want to talk about tonight is the right, the wrong, or the need way of revolution. The right, wrong, or need way of revolution. Very important that we discuss this tonight because this is something that is a big question mark amongst the community. A lot of people, every time particular groups of people, whether it be black folks who might destroy property or burn down buildings, black folks who might vote or choose not to vote, every time we do this, you always have people say that's not the right way or that's the wrong way. So we want to discuss what is the right way, what is the wrong way, or is neither one? Is it not a right or a wrong way? It's just a need way. So we want to discuss that tonight. But before we get into that, as always, family, I always want to encourage the family to continue to work on your multiple streams of income, continue to get your economic game up, continue to get your military game up, because as you can see, we are in times of war. There was a brother, I believe it was today, out here in Georgia, a Lyft driver who was attacked by two race soldiers, and they're beating him up on the ground. So we see this on a constant basis. With our brother Jacob Blake, George Floyd, Atiana Jefferson, going back to Breonna Taylor. We're constantly at war, so we always have to keep that in mind. And with that being said, we have to get our economic game up, multiple streams of income, be very diverse with where you're moving your money, where you're putting your money, and also militarily. We have to get in a mindset of where we have a gun on us at all times, not to try to seem hard, not to try to seem like we're tough guys or tough women at that, but to in a form of defense, understanding we are in times of war and we might have to use that gun. So I want to encourage all the family to get your license to carry. I want to encourage all the family to get you a registered firearm. And if you can't get a firearm, because I understand some of our brothers and sisters have criminal passes, or things of that nature, and you can't get a firearm, make sure that you get like some mace, pepper spray, taser, anything, as long as you're defending yourself. As long as you're defending yourself. So that's very important at the end of the day. But let me run through some current events real quick, things I want to talk about. Let me get a quick squig real quick. Now, some of you might have seen earlier this week, the NFL, they had their first game on Thursday night. I believe it was Thursday night. Now, I don't watch the NFL anymore because the NFL is basically a glorified slave plantation where you have Negroes out there on the field making white folks all the money. And these Negroes are getting pennies on the dollar. These Negroes are afraid to speak up. But anyways, on Thursday night, of course, you had the first NFL game. And the players from the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs, they decided to come together, lock arms, and discuss, or not discuss, or just act in, I guess, a form of protest. To me, it really wasn't a protest. They came together, locked arms, and stood for the national anthem, I guess, to show unity. This was their version of showing unity. And mind you, the Kansas City Chiefs, the stadium maybe had about 17,000, 18,000 people in it. It wasn't full to capacity at all because of the coronavirus and things of that nature. And the people in the stands decided to boo this. They decided to boo these players, so-called showing unity. And a lot of people were mad. A lot of people were upset. They were like, oh, why are they booing? And this is why I always tell the family. This is why I don't get into this whole thing where I'm trying to satisfy white folks. You dig? A lot of black people get into this thing where we're trying to satisfy white folks all the time. We're trying to do what they want us to do. If an unarmed black man gets killed and black folks start burning down buildings, then they say, you're wrong. You ain't supposed to burn down no buildings. Well, when we peacefully protest, brothers like Colin Kaepernick, and we take a knee during the national anthem, doing something that's peaceful, oh, you're not supposed to do that. Okay, well then when we had the Houston Texans players and the Kansas City Chiefs players, when they stand for the national anthem and just lock arms, now you ain't supposed to do that. This is why, like I say, I don't get into this thing where we trying to satisfy white folks. Don't ever do that, family. Don't ever get into this notion where you feel the need to satisfy white folks with make them feel comfortable, pretty much. Don't ever try to make white folks feel comfortable. Revolution is supposed to be uncomfortable for them. They're always going to boo. They're always going to find something to complain about. Nothing you do will stop that. The fact that you breathe, then they're going to be complaining. The fact that they see black people breathe, then they're always going to be complaining, family. So I wanted to let the family know that, and I want to be clear with that message. You dig? And that's another prime example. I told you the other day, I saw our brother Deontay Wilder. Our brother Deontay Wilder, who was a former heavyweight champ, still a current boxer, good brother. He said something the other day. He was talking about Chadwick Boseman, and he had passed away. He was saying that, it was a tragic loss for the black community. You had white people in the comment section. Oh my God, dude, why do you always have to bring up blackness? White folks are always going to find something to complain about. That's why I say when it comes to black empowerment, we can't let them be an influence on black empowerment. Can't let them be an influence. And it ties into the topic today, the right, the wrong, or the need way of revolution. You said the stream is choppy, it's in and out. Hold on, family, let me see. Somebody said the stream is choppy and it's in and out. Hold on, let me, because it looks clear on my end. Let me see something real quick, family. Hold on 1 second, because the stream looks clear on my end. I'm gonna try to disconnect. Okay, hold on. Maybe you just need to refresh it. Is it clearer now, or how does it look now? Is it better, or is it still choppy? Is it better, or is it still choppy? Anybody in the chat room? I think it should be clear though. It's showing clear on my end. It's not showing it's freezing. My Wi-Fi connection is good, so it should be pretty clear. You dig? It should be pretty clear. Somebody in the chat room, is it clear now, or is it straight? Is it good? Because it's like I say, it's showing clear on my end. But until somebody answers, I'm gonna keep going in. But like I say, you can't worry about the opinions of white folks. White folks are always gonna find something to complain about. Revolution, protest is supposed to make them uncomfortable. You dig? It's supposed to make them uncomfortable. And the reason why is because guess what, family? George Floyd was uncomfortable when that police officer had his knee on his neck for 8 minutes. Breonna Taylor was uncomfortable when she got shot in her sleep. You dig? Atiana Jefferson was uncomfortable when she was shot and killed by race soldiers. I don't give a damn if they're uncomfortable seeing political protests during their sporting events from the comfort of their home. You see what I'm saying? It's supposed to make them uncomfortable because we're uncomfortable. Eric Gardner was uncomfortable when that police officer, excuse me, not police officer, that race soldier was choking him out. Philando Castile was uncomfortable when that police officer shot him over 20 times in front of his child and in front of his queen. You dig? So we got to be clear on this. We got to be clear on this. We ain't here to make people comfortable. And black folks, stop trying to alter your revolution to make people comfortable. At the NFL game, they're singing after the national anthem, lift every voice and sing just plantation shit. Plantation shit. And I cringe when I watch it. It's like, dude, you know, we got to get out this shit. If you're gonna play anything, play Fight the Power. Play some revolutionary music. No offense to my church going brothers and sisters, but damn. You know, you're trying to lock arms and show unity. What is that doing? What is the unity gotten us? Let's be clear. What is unifying where white people got us? But a foot in our ass. Let's be clear. What is unity getting us, family? We got this whole thing. We don't want to do it this way. We don't want to take a knee because that's gonna offend white people. Fuck them then. Fuck them. Our owners, that's gonna offend the owners, and we could get fired. They can't fire all of you. The league is 75% black. You got the power. Nobody comes to the game to see the owners. Hell, most people don't even know the name of these NFL owners. You are the big business. You have all the power. And what you say goes at the end of the day. So shit, if they're going to boo you anyway, you might as well take a knee for the anthem. You might as well sit on your ass for the anthem. If they're going to boo anyway. You did? Let's be clear. Like the video, family, while you in here. Like the video for me real quick. Hit that like button real quick. If you're already in here, hit that like button. Like I say, yeah, we're not in the business of making people comfortable. Anything we do, anything we say is going to be uncomfortable to them. They're not going to like it. Us standing up and saying, hey, man, you shouldn't be killing unarmed black man. They act like we got to have a discussion. Wait, it's a time and place to protest that now. No, it's no time and place. You're not going to put a time and place on my life. You dig? You're not going to put a time and place on my life. And we got to be clear about that. This sporting event, this NFL doesn't come before black lives. Let's be clear, because without the black lives, you would have no NFL. All these favorite players you love, the Patrick Mahomes, the Deshaun Watsons, the people who make the NFL so much money, there would be no them. It would be no NFL without these black lives. So no, it's no such thing as it's a right time and place to justify the killing of me. No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all. Because when you're saying something that they like, they'll put you on Front Street then. Then they'll bring the former NFL athletes like Herschel Walker out to coon it up. But then when somebody says something they don't like, it's not the time and place for that now. It's not the time and place. But you got all these athletes who run around cooning. It's the time and place for that then. You did. So we got to get back right. We got to get back right. Also, I want to talk about, if y'all saw earlier in the week, you said it's still acting up. I'm not seeing it on my end, family. I'm not seeing it on my end. It's clear. It's clear on my end. Somebody said, Trayvon Harvin says, at live acting up. Refresh your page. Try to refresh your page, God. Try to refresh your page, because on my end, it's clear. On my end, it's clear. You dig? On my end, it's clear. So I don't see it. It's not chopping and freezing on my end. But like I was saying, also I want to talk about, if y'all saw earlier in the week, Belgium decided to finally return Patrice Lumumba's tooth. Patrice Lumumba's tooth. They decided to do this early in the week. The family's been pushing to get his teeth back because I told you these demonic, sick white supremacists, they're always collecting black body parts of some of our most revolutionary figures. I told y'all a long time ago, white supremacy, that's a big thing in the system with white folks. They love cannibalism. They love collecting black body parts as souvenirs. They did it with the great ancestor Nat Turner. Remember, they skinned Nat Turner alive after they found him. And they spread his body parts out. They go through all these little kind of collector circles, white supremacist collector circles. They be having his teeth and his skull. They be having different things. That's symbolic to white supremacy. They look at black folks like animals, like livestock. When they go out hunting, they put They put damn mantles of their trophy cases up. They put, oh, this is my deer head. That's how they look at black folks. So when they catch a rebellious Negro, they collect his skull, and it's like a trophy piece for them. It's like, this nigga got out of line and look what I did to him. That's a good memory for me. You see what I'm saying? So they go through all these little white supremacist little collector circles, and they've been spreading that around for years. They do the same thing with our brother Patrice Lumumba. They did the same thing with Dedan Kamadi out there in Kenya. They just recently found his grave spot, but they were, chopping up pieces of his body parts. They did it with our sister out there in Europe in the early 1800s, Sarah Bartman. I believe her name was Sarah Bartman. They portrayed her around in freak shows because of how big her butt was. If y'all don't remember the sister Sarah Bartman, they had her up into 1974, family. They had her body 74 or 76. They had her body in the Paris Museum. They had it on display like it was an animal or something. They had her body in the Paris Museum, and you can look that up. I think that was 1974 or 1976. In South Africa, for the longest, her body is still in Europe. They finally buried her, but her body is still in Europe because her sister was from South Africa. And the brothers and sisters in South Africa have been trying to get her body parts back forever. Trying to get her body parts back forever. You dig? And they still haven't given it back. They buried in Europe, and they tried to use little things. Well, we're using her as a scientific study and things of that nature. They've always done that. Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks was another black woman. Henrietta Lacks came in for a treatment. She died at a young age. I forgot what she died of. But anyways, her cells, she had those HeLa cells, very special cells and rare cells that reproduce themselves constantly. So they use her cells to find cures for things like polio and other diseases of that nature. They sent her cells up into space to see how the human body works in space. But they were taking illegal samples of her. They've been making billions of dollars and yet to compensate her family. So they had this big thing. They love black people's body parts. You dig? Another queen out there in Australia, what was her name? She was part of the last, excuse me, not Australia, out there in Tasmania. If you don't know about the Tasmanian people, they wiped them off the face of the earth. Complete genocide of the Tasmanian people. You dig? The last Tasmanian Truganni, I believe her name is. It's spelled Truganni, I believe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Truganni. That was the last full-blooded Tasmanian. They had her body in a museum up until like the 1970s. You did? During colonization. Had her body in the museum displaying it. Even though she said she wanted to be buried. She wanted her ashes spread out in the ocean. So they got this big thing. They love displaying and collecting black body parts. That's a form of like a trophy case to them. That's a trophy to them. It's like a past achievement. Look what I did to this nigga. Let me tell you about this nigga I had. They view it like a wild animal. You see what I'm saying? Like a trophy buck that they never could catch, and then they finally caught it, so they saved the skull. And they try to hide it behind science. Oh, well, we're studying this, and we're trying to get DNA. No, they're not. No, they're not, family. You dig? At the end of the day, no, they're not. That's a trophy case for them. And like I said, they got a long history of this. It's a great book. If you ever get a chance, check out the book, The Delectable Negro. Check out the book. Yeah, you said Brother Tariq Nasheed talked about that. Yeah, check out the book, The Delectable Negro. And I want y'all to just read that book and study that book. They've always been in love with black body parts and collecting us. That melanin is something about melanin for them. Remember, melanin is a very high commodity. They sell melanin by the gram. A lot of people don't know that. They literally, in these science conferences and things, they sell melanin by the gram. Last time I checked, now gold is at all-time high right now, but last time I checked, melanin was over $400 a gram. They sell melanin. Melanin is big business. You dig? But read that book, The Delectable Negro, and go back in Jim Crowism. You'll see they had items in foods like niggerhead shrimp, niggerhead oysters, niggerhead smoking tobacco. They've always kind of had this thing where they got to eat us. They got to devour us. You see what I'm saying? Go back and look during the early 1920s and 30s, during the height of Jim Crowism and Reconstruction, they had nigger head candy. That's literally what it was called. You see what I'm nigger head chocolate. If you go back and look at all the candies, they had made candies out of little black babies. You know, a lot of watermelon companies would put black folks on it. So this is a big history they have with this family. Yeah, the behavior of the Neanderthal, you know, that falls into their history. If you look, read The Inheritance of the Iceman. Read The Inheritance of the Iceman by Michael Bradley and one of our great ancestors, Dr. John Henry Clark. And they talk about that. They talk about the early stages of cannibalism in Europe, how when they went in some of these European caves in the Caucasus Mountains over there in England and things of that nature, they found human skeletons with teeth marks in them. They were eating each other. See, cannibalism is a part of their culture heavy. They love to try to make it seem like, oh, we came to Africa and the Africans were eating each other. Understand this. They were eating each other over there in Europe heavy. Heavy. You dig? It really wasn't up until the Greeks, where the Greeks were civilized by the Egyptians, that they really kind of got out of that cannibalism, and they still eat people over there in Europe. Remember, cannibalism is legal in a lot of European countries. Look that up. Cannibalism is legal in a lot of European countries. That's a fact. Even to this day in 2020. That's a big part of their culture. That's a big part of their culture. And they love eating Negroes. Remember, what was that serial killer's name? Was it Charles Manson? I believe it was Charles Manson. He was eating a whole bunch of black folks. He was eating a whole bunch of black folks. And ironically, he worked at a chocolate factory. I believe his name was Charles Manson. If some of the family can help me out in the chat room, if y'all know, I believe his name was Charles Manson, but he was eating a lot of black folks when he was on that serial killer raid. He was storing black people in his refrigerator and chopping up body parts and things of that nature. They love doing stuff like that at the end of the day. So when it comes to people like Patrice Lumumba, that's by no surprise. And we always have to fight it. Jeffrey Dahmer. I said Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer. That's who I meant to say. So many of these white supremacists out here who've been serial killers and killing black folks all the damn time. Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. That's exactly who it is. Yeah, but he was chopping up black folks. A lot of those black folks were getting chopped up, put in the refrigerator and things of that nature. He had a lust for chocolate and melanin. So we got to remember that. And they allowed him, he ran around for killing 20, 30 people before the cops could catch him. And they love to act like, when you see these white serial killers, they love to act like, they always do this with white folks. They love to act like they were so deep and they were so elaborate. Oh my God, we didn't know how they were killing all these people. They were so smart and cutting edge. Stop. The cops had been out there at Jeffrey Dahmer's place many times and never thought to look in a damn refrigerator. You see what I'm saying? Remember, I think one of the boys who Jeffrey Dahmer ended up killing had escaped, and he was telling folks that, hey, this dude kidnapped me, and they never investigated it, and he ended up killing the boy. You see what I'm saying? They love to act like they're so elaborate and so deep. These folks don't get caught because they don't want them to get caught. Because many times they're working with law enforcement in their own right. So we have to be clear on that. And that's why I said it goes back to militancy, man. We got to learn how to defend ourselves. We got to be checking up on our brothers and sisters at all times. Also, I want to talk about too, man. Let me show y'all this video quick. Because, of course, a lot of people have been political lately. We've been talking about the politicians in our community, the Kamala Harrises of the world. And I use our community loosely because Kamala Harris is really not part of our community. She's somebody who only identifies with black when it's beneficial. But, politicians have been under attack, and some of them are out here trying to explain. I thought this video was funny. This is, let me share my screen real quick. This is Andrew Gillum. Now, if y'all don't know, family, Andrew Gillum was out here a couple months ago. They found him in a hotel room with his bussy out. He was, I guess, having his little orgy with other men, and a lot of people have suspected a long time ago, and I'm not making it fun of brothers and sisters who are gay, but see, when you come out and try to deny it, you come out here and try to act like you're not gay, but you're doing gay stuff, you're sleeping with men, but you're not gay. That's what's a problem. So he's out here explaining. This is a video they put out this week. He did an interview with ABC because he's trying to get back into the political spot, family. He's trying to get back into the political spotlight. So here's a little video he put out, and he's trying to explain why he got caught in this hotel with his pussy out. Check it out.
The reason why I went to that room is probably no different than how anybody might communicate with someone that they are in a friendship, relationship, whatever.
Lord.
I understand very well what people assume about that. When that photo came out, I didn't recognize the person.
You recognized him, nigga. Stop.
That was not any. The reason.
So just explain, and he's trying to explain. Oh my God, I didn't recognize the person in that video. Nigga, you recognize that person. That's been you the whole time. That's been you the whole time. You didn't recognize being caught. You see what I'm saying? You didn't call Brokeback John, and Brokeback John then broke your back, and you didn't passed out in the hotel. Just come on out, brother. Just come on out. See, they make it worse for themselves, family. They make it worse for themselves. Just come on out. You dig? Just come on out. You got your back broken in the hotel, and you've been LGBTQ this whole time, brother. That ain't just something that came about. He's talking about he went over there to visit a friend and all that. Nigga, you got your back broken. That's all it is. That's all it is at the end of the day, family. Brother got his back broken. You dig? And now he's trying to come out here and explain. And I've been telling y'all about a lot of these politicians for the longest. See, Andrew Gillum, they gave him what is known as a beard. A beard in political circles is a lot of these people who might not be ready to come out, or they might not be receptive to coming out, depending on which state they are politically. Maybe they're not accepting that much to LGBTQ politics or behavior. So they give him a beard, and that beard is a wife, because Andrew Gillum's married now. Andrew Gillum's married. You dig? So they gave him a beard. His wife is a beard to make him seem masculine. Oh, he's this masculine dude. Because remember, they were parading Andrew Gillum around, and he was talking about police reform. And yeah, I'm hard. Black Lives Matter. That's cool. You know, all that's cool. You dig? And he was trying to act like, oh, but he had all these LGBT things he was doing. And that's because he was LGBTQ the whole time. You dig? But now that he's got caught, he was kind of doing some orgy hooker type stuff with some of his so-called friends. The hell, he's over there talking about, I came over there to talk to my friends. How the hell your pants get off then? How the hell your pants get off? What type of friends? What type of friendship is this? What type of friendship is this? You done got faded. Y'all been doing your sexual activities. You've been popping your bussy. And then you got caught. You got caught. You dig? You got caught. Just come on out, brother. Come on out. Yeah, he's trying to save his political career, because he's not ready to come out yet. You dig? He's trying to save his political career, family. And now he's out here explaining, talking about, I understand what people might have thought, but it was nothing more than I was trying to help out a friend. How were you helping this friend out, Andrew? By popping your bussy, by giving him some bussy? How are you helping him out? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Again, this is not a shot at the LGBTQ community. You know, I don't agree with that type of behavior. But if that's you, that's you. But don't try to play both sides. Don't try to act like you're a straight man now. No. You already got the Lori Lightfoots out here. You might as well just come on out. Lori Lightfoot, what is she, the mayor of Chicago? You might as well just come on out, brother. Might as well just come on out. You dig? He's trying to explain, and you know, he's trying to creep back in the political circle. I didn't recognize that guy. Andrew, we recognize that motherfucker. That's you. That's you out there on that floor with your bussy out. You dig? With your bussy out. Just come on out, brother. That's all it is. You make it worse on yourself, family, when you try to hide yourself and you're trying to come out here and explain. You dig? Shit, apologize to your wife. That's what we want here. Apologize to the black woman you using as a beard. And I've been saying, like I said, I've been saying about a lot of these politicians. Cory Booker, he's another one I think is under the rug. They always, every couple months, they run this article talking about Cory Booker. He might be dating somebody. That nigga ain't dating nobody. That nigga's popping bussy behind the scenes. Let's be clear. That nigga ain't dating nobody. That every 2 or 3 months, every time he's running for an office or a seat or presidency, he's, he guess who Cory Booker's dating? He's just this eligible bachelor. Stop. That nigga ain't dating or hitting nothing. You dig? But some bussy. You dig? So I wouldn't be surprised. It's only a matter of time for he comes out. They try to give these people beards. And we got to start calling them out on that. Like I say, nothing wrong if you're a member of the LGBTQ community. I don't agree with it. But live your life. But don't try to lie and play both sides. Because then when you get in office, then you doing all this stuff for the LGBTQ community. And you ain't doing nothing for black folks. Because that's who you've been the whole time. You identify more with being a gay man than you do being a black man. So don't play both sides. Just call a spade and come on out. Call a spade and come on out, family. So yes, that's Andrew Gillum. I thought I got a good laugh out of that this week. So they're going to try to ease him back into the political circles. Because like I said again, even on the corporation, outside of politics, family, really the only black man they like are black men who are popping bussy all day. Notice when you go to these corporations, you go to these job circles, ask brothers and sisters who own jobs and things of that nature. The only black man they allow to move up for the most part is brothers who popping bussy, very feminine black men, passive black man who, they're shaved. Notice none of these politicians, they don't have no beard. They don't have no charisma. Cory Booker was talking about, hey, man, I used to have a black friend named T-Bone. Stop, nigga. Where the hell did you grow up? The fucking Boondocks, Georgia? I got a black friend named T-Bone. They have no charisma. They don't have any relationship with the black community. They ain't got no beard, no nothing. They are how white people wants them to be. You see what I'm saying? Those are really the only prominent people that rise up. Other than that, if you a brother out here, you're masculine, you're heterosexual, you stand on your principles, they find a way to get you out of there. You get fired. They start making up stuff. They start hitting you with the Me Too charges. You dig? Like you had that brother over there at Fox News. Who's a coon? He's a coon. But the brother was on his heterosexual flow. The brother was knocking down them white women at Fox News. What was his name? I think his name was Charles something. Over there at Fox News, and they started putting harassment charges on him. When the white man found out, they don't like that. They don't like brothers in there taking their white women. He started doing that, and they started putting harassment charges on him and things of that nature. See, they don't like brothers like that. They don't like sisters who are too black empowerment, too black. Yeah, he was talking about that shit was crazy, man. Look at Cory Booker talking about he had a black friend named T-Bone. Fuck, what the hell you grow up at? Stop lying, Cory. Just like Kamala, they do it to all these people. They shape these people. These people really don't have no ties or relationships to black folks at all. You did Kamala Harris. She's walking around in Chuck Taylors now. Have y'all seen Kamala Harris lately? She's walking around in Chuck Taylors. She popped up at the Monica and Brandy Versus the other day, and she's in there like she's just such a part of black culture. Stop. Kamala Harris is fucking Indian any other time. She ain't black unless it's beneficial. You dig? They asked her what was she listening to in college, and she was, it's just a little Tupac and Biggie, because I guess that's supposed to relate to black folks. A little Tupac and Biggie, and come to find out, Tupac and Biggie, when she was in college, wasn't even out. They ain't even released the album yet. Stop lying, Kamala. Just stop lying. You dig? They always try to do this with black politicians. You don't never really see, you got a few brothers and sisters out there in the judicial system and politicians who are thorough, but those brothers and sisters always have a hard time. They always try to stick little charges on him. Like our brother down here in Atlanta, Paul Howard, who put those charges on those race soldiers that killed Rashard Brooks. They got him out of office with the quickness. Within a couple months, they started talking about, he was illegally doing things and all this type of stuff. He was corrupt. But any other time, like I said, you got all these white politicians running around here with Ponzi schemes and things of that nature. They don't touch them. Yeah, they love doing that with the black politicians. But like I say, At the end of the day, let's get to the main topic at hand, family. And what I really wanted to talk about tonight, and then I open it up for some questions. Like the video while you're in here, family. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon so you get the alerts when I go live. Because like I said, I ain't going live on IG no more. IG been shadow banning my account, doing things of that nature. But nonetheless, we got another platform, so we here on the tube. So hit the subscribe. Every Wednesday and Saturday, we going live. You dig? But the main topic of the day, I want to talk about the right way, the wrong way, or the need way of revolution. Very important thing we must discuss within the community. And the reason why I want to talk about that is, something that sparked a lot of controversy this week, a lot of conversation was this right here. Let me go ahead and show this real quick. We had a sister out here on the airplane out here. I believe it was in California. And she sparked a lot of conversation with this video right here. Now, this is our sister out here in California. And I'm going to play some of the video. It's 5 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole video, but this is the conversation.
Okay, excuse me. I need to get my door. Don't push me. Sit down. You need to go to the bathroom. I need to get to my door. Ma'am, I need to get to my door.
She want me to go to jail. Y'all see how she antagonizing me?
Valerie.
Y'all see how the lady doing me? Look, and then she coming. Look, I don't have to do is use the bathroom. But the lady is getting aggressive with me.
You're not listening.
I'm not a child.
Now notice, family, let me pause. Notice how, first of all, this white supremacist woman who just came up and just pushed her. Sister's in here, she's trying to do something, she's trying to use the bathroom. Instead of saying, excuse me, like normal people do, white folks think, well, you know what? I'm white and I say so. Move, nigger. Get out of my way. Don't you see a white woman coming through? That's that old slave mentality. And notice also how this white woman right here with a mouse is, she's not even in the conversation. Notice how she jumps in. And I tell you all the time, white folks get on code when they around us. White people get on code and they go from the aggressor to the victim. They love to go, they start some shit, then they play victim. So watch how this white woman jumps in.
I'm grown. I'm trying to use the bathroom. The lady is coming. I see the bathroom. Now she did for you to get to her door. Can I get to my bathroom? No. What do I gotta listen to?
No, I was blocking you.
What I gotta listen to? Are you my boss? You are white privilege. You're not my boss. Sit down. Sit down. Okay. You're not my boss.
I need to.
And you're not my boss.
There you go.
You're white privilege. Sit down. You don't have privilege over me.
Oh, I don't.
Thank you. You have privilege. No, but all of a sudden you gotta go back here. You wait for me to get to my bathroom and have respect for me like you've been having.
Call them now.
Call them.
Look, there they go. They love to play victim, family. Oh my God, call them now. Now, when she assaulted this sister, because remember, she walked up to this sister and just pushed her. She was hard then, but now when they see they done ran into a warrior sister, this not one of those passive sisters that just gonna, oh Lord, oh I'm sorry, I was in the way and start crying. Now they gotta play victim. You dig? Now she playing victim now. You dig? Now she's playing victim.
I need to get to my door.
Good. And I need to get to my bathroom.
There you go.
So
She
you
with the
ready
shit.
to respect people. You have white privilege and it's not here. It's over with. It's 2020.
Yes, it is.
Wake up. You got a mask on.
Yes, I do.
So you're under the government too. You're confined. And you don't have white privilege anymore. I'm a queen. California. She was from a black queen.
Okay, well, I need
You
to
don't
get to my
talk
door.
because you so privileged that you got to get in somebody else and tell them you're not listening. I don't have to listen to you.
Then go to the bathroom.
You don't run me. You go to the bathroom. You shut
There you
up and stay on your lane.
Okay.
You have nothing to do with this, little girl. I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
Listen to your mama.
I don't
She
care.
should have told. I know you don't care. You so grown.
Ma'am, I need to get to my door.
Okay,
It is
thank
guarded.
you. And I need
Use
to
the
get to the bathroom.
bathroom.
Like I said, y'all don't run people. You don't run America. You run yourself.
There you go.
So get off your little mentality than somebody because you're not. Thank you. Yeah, huh? That's what I say. See this little shit right here? This whole little mentality. But you need to understand, you don't run America no more.
Everyone seated at this time.
That shit over.
Take your seats.
You don't let me. And guess what? When I was 14, they said, oh, you people are so the same. And I slapped the shit out that white bitch when she told me that all y'all white people are so the same. And then I got off that bus in Richmond, California. So you can think all you want to. All y'all people is all the same. That's what y'all teach in your house. But black people don't teach that hate in our house. You need to understand that. Yeah. Yeah, we don't teach hate in our house. Y'all teach hate in y'all house. Y'all narcissists. But you ain't gonna play that shit with me, yes. Because I'm not a slave. I never came from Africa. I'm an indigenous person. You shut up. Let me tell you instead of what your mama taught you. Let me
See, she start hitting them with the history. And see, family, when you start hitting them with the history, then they start trolling. All they can do is start laughing. They do this to me a lot. When you start hitting them with facts, oh, oh, yeah. That's all they can do is laugh because you're really exposing them. Because see, they don't understand. Remember on the plantation, they didn't allow Negroes to read. This is their worst fear. A queen like this is their worst fear. You dig? And somebody who knows their history. She telling her like, bitch, I got more rights to this land than you do. I'm indigenous. Black folks are indigenous. We the first people of this land. Fuck what you heard. She's saying that they in California. She said California was named after a black woman like me. I'm a queen. Because if you don't know the history of California, California was named Khalifa. You see what I'm saying? The Moorish queen. Her story inspired many Spanish to come and find the New World. And when they found this island, they named it California because it was said to be populated by Queen Khalifa and her Amazons, black Moorish women. So she giving her some of her history. She letting her know who got the rank in here. And all they can start doing, like I said, all these white folks start doing when you start exposing their ass, when you start hitting them with facts and receipts, because they never can respond with anything. Because now this white woman is scared. She's like, oh shit. She's getting intellectual. Because she's not understand the sister's not putting her hands on her. She's not putting her hands on her. She wasn't even talking to her. Now she's just giving her that intellectual work. She's embarrassing her right now. You dig? See, when you start hitting them with them receipts, all they can start doing is laugh. And like I say, the old saying is some people have to laugh to keep from crying. Laughing and trolling is a form of crime for white supremacists.
Tell the truth, I'm the queen in this motherfucker. You understand me? You came from my color. Black make every color. You understand me? Black make every. Your people are going extinct. And that's why you're mad. You can't procreate. That's what eugenics was about. That's what eugenics, the Darwin theory. Because y'all know the truth. I've been waiting to say this.
She said she's been waiting to say
this all my life. You're mad because only black people have the genes to procreate. And y'all know the truth. You come from me. A black person can make any color in Africa, white with blue eyes and blonde hair, just like you. Have a twin, one my color and one your color. It's called Esau and Jacob. You be quiet. Let me, yeah, for real. And I got the promise to my people. And you mad. Because the promise is coming. You understand
me? Okay. You know, I just want to show that video though real quick. Show what this sister was talking about. You know, see these white supremacists, they start getting now she's quiet. Now remember, this white woman that she's giving that work to, because you had a lot of Negroes, and that's what leads us to the conversation today, family. You had a lot of Negro, man, that was unnecessary. Why is she so loud? Wow, why is she so loud? It wasn't the time and the place for that. Now, mind you, this sister was sitting there in the aisle. She's sitting there in the aisle, putting her bags up. Let me show that one more time for the people who might have missed it. Let me show that woman. Let me play it from the beginning. Now, this sister, she's sitting in the aisle. She's waiting to use the restroom, actually. Waiting to use the restroom. And this white stewardess just comes over and just pushes her. Just pushes her for no reason. And this white woman, who's not even in the conversation, decides to jump in and try to get on code. Because this is what these Karens do. This is what these Karens do. They start shit, then they play victim. And at the end of the video, I'm not going to show the whole video because we'll be here all day. But at the end of the video, they end up calling the cops on the sister. But it was a black brother. He, escorted the sister out, and I don't know what happened to her. Because I wanted to send the sister some money. But when I asked what was her cash app and thing, niggas be sending you, man, this is my cash app. You give me some money, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of brothers and sisters, oh man, that shit was unnecessary. Why you playing into the white man hands? They want us to be act ratchet and ghetto. That's not acting ratchet and ghetto. That's giving motherfuckers receipts. That's giving people receipts, family. You dig? She didn't start that, but she finished it. That's how you supposed to be. You dig? That's how you supposed to be. Malcolm used to say all the time, I never encourage any Muslim to put their hands on anybody. But if they put their hands on you, you send them to the cemetery. She did. That sister did well. She showed great restraints. Because if she had, I know some sisters, if that white woman would have put their hands on her, she would have got the 1-2 with the quickness. She didn't touch anybody. And she wasn't even talking to old girl. She was flaming. But she decided to jump in. So she got some work too. She got some work too. You see what I'm saying? And that's a necessary. That's a necessary. Because let me tell the family something. Because a lot of black folks, we have this thing where, again, going back to the NFL protest, we got this thing where we got to do everything this mysterious right way. The right way. We don't know what the right way is, but it has to be the right way. Because remember, if we peacefully protest, that makes white people mad. And then some Negroes out there where y'all can't do it that way either. We had this thing where we got to get pushed. We got to take ass whoopings. We got to take these white Karens fucking talking crazy to us at all times and not respond. Lord, don't you respond now. You turn the other cheek now. Niggas start with the coon talk. We got this thing in black community. That's a buck broken culture where you can't even look white folks in the eye. You got to look down when they talking to you. You did? White stewardess push you. You got to, oh, Lord Jesus, I'm sorry, master. I didn't mean to get in your way. Where this random Karen just decides to go off and you can't say nothing. Yeah, somebody said it's by any means necessary. We got to get back to the mentality. It's no right way. It's no wrong way. It's the need way. When you need something to happen. We should be applauding this sister. We should applaud this sister because she might have saved us from 2 possible Karens. I bet you one thing, these white women, they're going to think twice before they talk to a black woman again. They're going to think twice before they put their hands on another sister. She might have saved black folks. Because these Karens out here are dangerous. These Karens out here get niggas shot by the cops. I bet you she ain't going to talk out of place again. I bet you she going to mind her own damn business when somebody's having a conversation. She ain't going to jump in it again because she going to remember what that black woman did to her ass and exposed her ass. And all she could do is just laugh. That's what they like to do because she didn't have no comeback for it. She wasn't ready for that. She thought this was going to be an easy win. She said, oh, let me get in this. And these are probably Trump supporters. These are probably Trump supporters. She said, oh, let me get this easy win. This black woman right here. Yeah, let's double team her, Karen. Let's get a little Karen on Karen action. And both of them got that work. Shit, this is what happened when you try to jump somebody and both of you end up losing. You thinking you're going to have an easy win and it turned into a massive L for you. We should be applauding this sister because at any revolution, family, when you study any revolution, it's about balance. We need sisters like this. Now, some sisters might have handled it a different way. Some sisters might have did no talking. They might have just started swinging, which is their right. Because if somebody puts their hands on you, you have the option to defend yourself. You did. You have the option to defend yourself. She didn't say she didn't say, excuse me, or nothing. She just went straight to pushing. When you study the 1960s, remember, MLK, Martin Luther King always gets all the credit. Hold on. Dr. King always gets all the credit. But the reason why Dr. King was able to do a lot of the things he did was because of brothers like Malcolm. It's about balance. So even if you're a peaceful sister, even if you wouldn't have said nothing, even if you would have turned the other cheek, you need sisters like this. Because sisters like this help you out in the long run. It's sisters like this to help create real change. Because, see, these white folks, they don't want too many sisters out there like that. That's going to call out their bullshit and give them that work. And it's not afraid to get as crazy or as loud as you going to get. You dig? If it wasn't for Malcolm, King wouldn't have been able to meet with these presidents and sit down and talk. Because understand, when King came to the table, King was able to say, hey, listen, a lot of black folks are looking at Malcolm now. And the FBI knew that. The president knew that. They said, well, listen, if you don't start giving Dr. King what he want, Malcolm's going to take over. Remember, Malcolm and Dr. King were meeting each other. Before Malcolm died, he went down there to Alabama to meet with King and talk to Coretta about uniting the force. They didn't want that. So they had to start giving in to the demands of Dr. King. A lot of people talk about all this peaceful talk. Oh, look what Dr. King accomplished. He was peaceful and nonviolent. But King had the threat of violence. He had his brother on the side threatening violence at all times, threatening a racial war at all times. Remember, you had brothers and sisters who were turning up. You had those Birmingham riots in 1963, and I talked about that all the time. Hell, Kennedy didn't send no troops down to Birmingham because of Dr. King, because of peaceful protesters. He sent them troops down because brothers and sisters started turning up. They started rioting. He sent them down there because over in Louisiana, you had the deacons of defense. These were brothers and sisters, preachers in the church who had took up arms and said, listen, if some of our children are going to be at this rally and y'all going to be attacking babies with dogs and water holes, oh yeah, we finna get it popping then. We're going to have our firearms too. So you got bullets, we got bullets too. See, it has to be a balance. It can't just be everybody going to be peaceful, everybody going to turn the other cheek. That's not balance. You always have to have the threat of a sister who will knock your ass out. That has to be the threat. So you don't know what sister you're going to get. So Karen, you at your own risk. You can pick on a black woman if you want to. She might be peaceful. She might turn the other cheek, but also you might get one of these other sisters who will knock your ass out. Plain and simple. Yeah, the revolution in Haiti. It was a balance of forces. Remember, down in Haiti, you had Toussaint. You had Toussaint, who was the original revolutionary down there in Haiti. Toussaint was more of a treaty man. He was more of a peaceful man. He fought, but he wanted to sign treaties. You did? He wanted to be a diplomat. He wanted to be recognized as a Frenchman, a black Frenchman. Then you had Dessalines. Dessalines is one who said, fuck all that. I'm not trying to be no Frenchman. I ain't trying to sign no. This is the thing. If you kill 500 Haitian, I'm going to kill 500 French. Everything you do, it's going to be an eye for an eye. You need that balance. Now, some people might say that's wrong. Oh, you don't fight evil with evil. We hear that all the time. You can't fight fire with fire now. That's what they say all the time. If they kill you, you ain't supposed to kill them. Vengeance is only had by God. Well, shit, I believe the God is within, and I take my vengeance. That's what I believe. Don't try to force your religion on me. I believe if you kill my mother, I kill yours. That's what I believe. Shit, two wrongs do make a right to me. If we both wrong, we right. That's what I call equality. So you had Dessalines and Toussaint. You had a Legba in the Orisha, in the Vodun spiritual system. You have a Legba and you had Ogun. A Legba is one who comes to show the road. A Legba is the one who comes to show the way. Oftentimes, these are the martyrs. Then you have the Oguns. The Oguns are the ones who come that way by any means necessary. They're the ones who with the shit. They give you whatever energy you give to them. Whatever energy. You see what I'm saying? It has to be a balance. It has to be a balance, family. It's a time for Legbus. It's a time for peace. It's a time for negotiation because nobody wants war. Because we understand in war, lives will be lost. But it's also a time for Ogun, one who comes to say, shit, well, if we're going to die, everybody going to die. If our house is going to be burning down, everybody's house is going to be burning down. It's about balance, family. There is no right way or wrong way to revolution. Stop pushing that con game on black folks. That's a con game, family. That's a con game at the end of the day. And white folks know this. White folks know this. During the American Revolution, remember, the founding fathers during the American Revolution, George Washington, all of them, they were considered terrorists. The Queen considered them terrorists. They weren't considered good people. They weren't considered patriots. You dig? And they went to war about taxation without representation. They were being overtaxed. They were being somewhat mistreated, and they went to war. You see what I'm saying? They didn't sit up here and say, hey, man, you got to be peaceful, man. Turn the other cheek. When the British come and tax you, you just hold your head up. No. They said, nigga, the price of freedom is death. We over here dying. We can't make a profit. We're being mistreated. Look at all the money we bring in for England. This is how we're treated. Nah, it's time to go to war. It's time to go to war. Hit that like button, family. Hit that like button for me if you're new to the room. Hit that like button. They said, nah, it's time to go to war. So everything at the end of the day, family, is about balance. Everything at the end of the day is about balance. We need sisters like this. We need sisters like this. Hold on one second. We need sisters like this at the end of the day. Everything is about balance. You have to have that Legba energy. You have to have that Ogun energy. It's a time and place. Everybody has a role to play. That's why I get on brothers and sisters at these protests. Notice every time you see one of these protests that break out and police start throwing tear gas and other shit, notice you always got some damn coons in the crowd when the warrior brothers and sisters come through, who with the shits, who start throwing tear gas back, who start cornering these police officers and beating them up like they beat us up. You always got 2 or 3 brothers in there. Oh, Lord, y'all stop now. This ain't what we here for. Move your ass out the way. It ain't time for that now. Let people play their role. When it's peaceful time, when it's time for negotiation, cool, you play your role. But when it's time for the war, let other warriors play their role. You see what I'm saying? Everybody got a role to play. Because the end of the day, the end goal is freedom. The end of the day, the end goal is revolution. It ain't no right way. It ain't no wrong way. We've tried every way. Now it's time to be balanced and try the need way. When you need something to happen, and you gotta happen. It gotta happen, family. You see what I'm saying at the end of the day? So don't let these folks fool you. Don't let these folks fool you. This sister's a hero. This sister's a hero. Because we've seen sisters who are peaceful, like in that Waffle House. I believe it was in the Waffle House last year. She's peaceful and the race soldiers throw on the ground. Sisters like Breonna Taylor sleeping in their bed. You see what I'm saying? Sleeping in their bed and they get shot and killed. Don't ever let somebody convince you that, oh, they can put their hands on you without repercussions. Without repercussions, family. We got to get out that mentality. We got to get out that mentality. Any questions? Any questions from the family in here tonight? Hit that like button while you at it. Like I said, we're going to be going live every Wednesday, every Saturday. We're going to be going live every Wednesday and every Saturday at 9 o'clock on the YouTube. So for the family who not used to me going live on the YouTube, because I know a lot of y'all be listening in from IG. But, you know, I might every now and then check in on IG. But from now on, we're going live on the YouTube because, like I said, they be shadow banning my account, doing different things of that nature. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon below so you get the alerts every Wednesday and Saturday. And we're going to kick some good game. We're going to kick some good game. I'm going to try to make it out to the Foundational Black American Conference down here in Atlanta. I'm not going to try to make it out. I am going to make it out. What's that next week? You know, so I'm going to be there. So hopefully I see some of the family there. Shout out to all my Foundational Black American brothers and sisters. You did. Shout out to sister said, I'm indigenous. Now, I don't agree with everything the sister said. Let me be clear on that, because when she started talking about the Bible and this and that, but I appreciate her energy. I'm on code with my sister. You did? What did she mean by birthright? Great question. What she meant by birthright is that black people, she was talking about genetically. The first people of the Americas are black. The first people of the Americas are black. These are African people. These are the Olmec. These are the Mayan. The Mayan were black. If you go down there and you look at the Mayan murals, those bone and pack murals, down there in Maya, whole temples that they don't show you, full of jet black people. In fact, we on the internet. Let me pull up some pictures of the bone and pack so you know I'm not BSing. Hold on one second, family. Hold on one second. Let me pull up the pictures of the bone and pack murals down there in Mexico, down there in South America, Mexico, Central America. Mayan bone and pack. Okay, these are some of the whole. Okay? My screen. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. 1 second. Now these are some of the bone and pack murals down there in Mexico. These are the actual images from the murals. So as you remember, black people, these are the Mayans, not these little $5 Indians you see today that are damn near white. You see what I'm saying? These are those bone and pack murals down there. Nothing but black people, leopard skin. Look how black these people are. That's what she meant by when she said we got birthright. We the original. These are those murals in bone and pack Mexico. You dig? And this is just one of the few. One of the few. This is the Mayans. The Mayans, their parent ancestors were the Olmec. The Olmec also had an African presence. Let me go to the Olmec. Now, the Olmec were known for these giant African heads. Look at these giant African heads and noses. You dig? And the white supremacists, they like to act like, oh, well, no, you can't say that's an African phenotype. Since the beginning, they've always enslaved niggas based on how big their nose are. Look at all those old scripts. They were talking about Africans with big lips and big noses. Now we show you Africans with big lips, big noses. Now all that can be anybody. That can be anybody. You dig? You also have one, and it's dozens of these, family. These are huge heads. I think it's called El Negro. You also have one, and this is one they never really show. This is the El Negro down there. This is the El Negro. It's a statue down there. Look at this brother got a fro. This brother got a fro. Better picture of it. These are down. It's the Olmec civilization. This is the civilization that predated the Mayans. Okay, so we clear. And I talk about all this in my book, Voice of the Ancestors, Volume 1 and 2. Make sure you get that book because we bring you the receipts behind it. You know, you also have, if we're going back even further in the Americas, you have the bones of Lucy. These are the bones of Lucy. This is her recreation of her skull, a black woman found down there in Brazil. Skull dates back to about 11 to 12,000 years old. And they've been trying to explain on this. Oh, well, she was really a dark-skinned Caucasian. You can see the big nose, big lips. You dig? Brown skin. Let's be clear on this. And they tried to reinterpret, oh, she's not really black. You know, these are the recreations of her. Lucy, clearly a black woman. You dig? So that's what they mean when she says birthright. That's what she means when she says birthright. Hold on, let me go back. Okay, cool. That's just a some quick receipts for you. But like I say, go get my book, link down below in the description. Voice of the Ancestors, Volume 1 and 2. We go in heavy on that. The African presence in America. Because we are the original, family. We are the original. Remember, pale skin, according to scientists in the genetics labs of Harvard, David Rich, white skin only existed up into 6,000 to 8,000 years ago. Everything before 6,000 to 8,000 years ago was black. It was black. Let's be clear. It was black. This white skin, blonde hair, blue-eyed people, these are new people. These are new people. So everything after 6,000 to 8,000 years is black. This is why they try to start history at a certain time. Because remember, even in Kemet, we only talk about dynastic Kemet. That's about 2,500 to 3,000 BCE, about 5,000 years ago. It's a reason for that. That's a reason for white people only do that. Because before Kemet, you had pre-dynastic Kemet. You had civilizations to the west of Kemet, like Nafta Playa, that had predated Kemet by 2,000 years, 3,000 years. You had Nubian and Kush cities. There are Russian scientists now who put dates on the Sphinx going back 15,000 years. We've been popping. Over there in Central Africa, you have the Nshango bone. The Nshango bone was the first calculator. It dates to about 20,000 years old. So let you know how long our people been popping. You dig? But they don't want to show this. They don't want to talk about this. They just want to start at Kemet and only talk about Kemet. Remember, Kemet is a baby civilization compared to Nubia, compared to Kush. Ancient Kemet was sprouted out of Kush and Nubia. Just so we clear. And proof of this is you had a archaeologist, a scientist or a scholar, whatever you choose to call them, by the name of Keith Seal, I believe his name was. Keith Seal from the Chicago Institute of Egyptology. In the 70s, he went down to Nubia or Kush, modern day Sudan, and he dug in the ancient city of Tasseti. He dug in the ancient city of Tasseti, and what he found was he found a incense burner inscribed Asar, Set, and Haru that proved that outdated or predated the people in Kemet. This is why in Kemet, you don't really see any process of coming into the Meta Nature or hieroglyphics. That's the language that the ancient Kemites wrote in. You don't see any process. It's just boom, over there overnight. The reason why is because that had already been developed in the south, in Sudan, in that Ethiopia, in that Kush, Nubia regions, because those were their parents. These were the daughters and sisters and the brothers and the sons that came up out of that ancient area of Sudan and Nubia and built an even better civilization to the north. You did? So we got to be clear on that. Hold on one second. Let me go back. I'm missing some questions. Somebody said, what are your thoughts on black people inhabiting all of Mesopotamia, like the Middle East, etc.? I believe it was Dr. John Henry Clark saying the Middle East is an extension of Africa. Absolutely. The Middle East, family, we got to understand this. First of all, we're coming from a European standpoint. Remember, we see history through a European point of view because that's all our books are. That's what we learn in school. We go through a European educational system. The Middle East, family, that didn't come about until the 1850s. There was no such thing as the Middle East in the 1850s. Until before the 1850s. That came out of British Indian offices in the 1850s. They were trying to describe the area between Britain and India. So they said the Middle East. This came out of the British Indian offices. They were in Britain. You dig? So they said it's in the middle of us, but it's to the east of us. Middle East. You dig? That's how that came about. The Middle East is nothing but a geographical extension of Africa. That's Africa. It has the same geographical climate and everything. The original inhabitants of that place, are black. You there? The original inhabitants of that place are black. These are what known as the Bedoy people. These are the original people of Islam. These are the original creators of Islam and things of that nature. If I'm not mistaken, Samaria, or one of the first civilizations in the quote-unquote Middle East, Sumerian or Samaria or Sumerian means blackheads. That's what it means. It means blackheads, the black-headed people. So the original people are black. But the original people everywhere are black. Remember, the first people, or the oldest, some of the most oldest complete bones found in Europe are black. The Grimaldi people that date back to about 40,000 years. These are black people. When you go over to Britain, the oldest skeleton found in Britain is Cheddar Man. Cheddar Man is black. You did? Cheddar Man is black. Let me, we can pull up some receipts on it. Hold on, real quick. Cheddar Man is black. If you just type in Cheddar Man skeleton, you'll see right here. This is a black man. This is and this is based on the newest cutting edge science. This is a black man. This is Cheddar Man. The first modern Brit had dark skin. Okay, let's be clear, because his skeleton dates back to about 10 to 12,000 years. Again, according to modern day sciences, according to geneticists, white skin didn't exist up until 6,000 to 8,000 years. The whole world was black. And the one beautiful thing about black folks, let me go back to myself. The beautiful thing about black folks is this. We have the genetic Pandora box. We can create all shades of people. We don't need other groups of people. We don't need white folks to create a light-skinned baby. Two black people can come together and create a white baby whiter than white people could, called albino. You did? So we had all shades of melanin. We had all shades of hair. If you go down there to Australia, you go down there to Melanesia, and you look at some of our Melanesian brothers and sisters. Hold on one second. You go down there to Melanesia and look at some of our Melanesian brothers and sisters. I'm spelling this shit wrong, all the way wrong, but it'll correct itself. You go down there and look at some of our brothers and sisters right here. They have hair, jet black still, but they have blonde hair. Look at them. This is somebody's grandma. They have blonde hair. We have all different shades. They've been there on the Melanesian islands 60, 70,000 years. Look at that long, straight blonde hair. Froey almost in texture. These are jet black people, though. These are Melanesian people. And if you go down there, they'll tell you we come from Africa. These are old, ancient African people who were part of some of the first migrations out of Africa. You dig? But yeah, man, we this is why we got to know our history. This is why you got to go get Voice of the Ancestors Volume 1 and 2. Yeah. It's just Middle East is a con game, family. Remember, Europe is not a continent. Europe is not a continent. White folks told you it was a continent. What makes Europe a continent? A continent is a massive body of land surrounded on all, if not most sides by water. Europe is not that. They literally drew a line through Europe and said, oh, well, this is the end of the continent. The real continent is Eurasia. That's the real continent. But the white man and his insecurities, he had to create a land of his own. He had to create a continent of his own. He had to have this certain area. Because remember, if you go too much into Asia and you look at the original people of Asia, the Negritos, they were jet black. These are ancient African people. The Negrito people still there. Remember, you got the Negritos like in India, the Jawa people. You got the Andaman Islanders. You got off the coast of India, you got North Sentinel Island, jet black people who have never been colonized. You see what I'm saying? You go over to the Philippines, you have the Atas people. These are forms of Negrito people, ancient African people who've been there 60, 70,000 years. And if you go to Asia, they'll tell you these are the original Asians, not the little Chinese light-skinned, pale-skinned Jackie Chan motherfuckers you see on TV. Those are the colonized Asians. Those are the new Asians. You dig? The original Asians are the Negritos, black African people. So they had to create their own land. They had to create their own land, family. What do you know about monks? What do you mean by monks? Do they have any connection to black culture? What do you mean by monks, God? Mikhail, what do you mean by monks? As far as like Asian monks, or I mean, you like to say the whole Asian culture is based off black folks. The whole Asian culture is based off black folks, whether it be civilizations, whether it be, if you look at the early Buddhas, and even Buddhists to this day have knotty hair. Knotty hair, that's African. You see what I'm saying? If you look at the early Buddhists, they were called Sambo. And we've got Sambo as a derogatory term, but they use Sambo to talk about how black they were. You see what I'm saying? Go look at some of those early cave drawings of Buddhas from the 15th, 16th century. They were black. They were black, family. Because understand, Asia was a heavy Negrito population. It's always been a heavy Negrito population. India still is. India still is. I would argue, like many professors and master teachers like Dr. Renaud Rashidi, India has the biggest population of African people outside of Africa. They just don't identify because they have a racial caste system in India, meaning they got a lot of self-hatred. Just like Kamala Harris. Remember, Kamala Harris' mom is from India. She's black as hell, but she's talking about, she put on her birth certificate, she's Caucasian. They have a lot of self-hate over there. So a lot of those Negroes get reclassified. You see what I'm saying? But it's a heavy Indian population. You got the Dravidians over there. A lot of African people in India. They just choose not to identify as African. They're anything but African. You dig? But like I say, family, I'm not going to be on here too long. I don't want to give away too much tonight. You know, I want to keep the family because I want to inspire the family to do research. But if you're in here right now, like the video, family. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, hit that bell icon. And remember, every Wednesday and Saturday we going live. Every Wednesday and Saturday we going live, family. Every Wednesday and Saturday we going live. So make sure you tune in. Yeah, if you want more on the Asian culture, you get books like Sex and Race by J.A. Rogers. Sex and Race by J.A. Rogers, master teacher. He released this book like in the 1950s. Going in. I'm reading that now. Actually, I've been slow on my reading. I've been slacking on my reading lately. I got to step it up. Get books like that. Also, an expert on the subject is Dr. Ronald Rashidi, and he's got several books out on East Asia, the African presence in Asia, and things of that nature. Him and Dr. Ivan Vincertema. So if you want more knowledge and information on that, I'm just going off the top of the head right now, but this is why I always say we got to start writing. This is why I love writing books, because I can take the stuff that's in my head and build on it on paper, and then provide the family with the sources. But like I say, I'm about to get out of here, family. I didn't want to be on here too long tonight. I appreciate all the family for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon for your boy. And also, last but not least, go get the books in the description. Go get my books, Voice of the Ancestors, Volume 1 and 2. If you get them, they will be signed. You got to get them from the link below, though. If you get them off Amazon, they won't be signed. A lot of people be getting my book off Amazon and say, man, it's not signed. I don't have the books at Amazon. Amazon has their own stash of my books. You see what I'm saying? They have their own stash on my books. So make sure you get it from the description below. If you want a signed copy, they're the same damn price. So it ain't like you missing out on something, like the price is different. But like I say, man, I appreciate that, guys. Somebody said a great stream tonight. Appreciate all the love and support. And until next time, peace and Black power. I'm out.